Radio entertainment.
Hello, my name is Mike, and today's show is brought to you by our Amazon page. Please remember to shop at MikeOmaraShow.com/Amazon. It's quite simply the best way to support this show. If you need it, Amazon has it, and you can get it at MikeOmaraShow.com/Amazon. Bookmark it, please.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store and around the world on MikeOmaraShow.com. What more can we do for you?
Hold it.
Entertainment.
Hello, my name is Mike, and today's show is brought to you by our Amazon page. Please remember to shop at MikeOmaraShow.com/Amazon. It's quite simply the best way to support this show. If you need it, Amazon has it, and you can get it at MikeOmaraShow.com/Amazon. Bookmark it, please.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store and around the world on MikeOmaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
You know, it's interesting being down here so far away from you guys and watching really my social media to see what the weather is like up there.
Yeah.
And I always get kind of a conflicting vibe because it'll seem like, based on, maybe I'm not looking at when things were posted or when they weren't posted. It'll seem like the gates of hell are opening up. And then I thought that you guys were maybe going through some sort of tornado or something like
last
that.
night.
That was last night. It was last night because then I came in today. I said, "How's everything?" It's like, mungy.
Well,
did you guys
there's
get hit
a
with any
timestamp
wind?
on every post. It has the time that says if it's in the evening or in the morning. It's PM and AM. It separates the two.
And also, Mike, sometimes there's something called a dick stamp, where when someone is a total jerk, it just says dick.
He has been a jerk to me.
I've not been a jerk
all week long.
No, I haven't.
He has patronized me.
keeping it real.
From the get-go.
You know what?
Keeping it
Real isn't that great.
A-hole.
That's true.
I
Look how
know
unhappy
that.
I am.
Real sucks.
Yeah.
All right.
Real
hold
player
on.
sucks.
You get no
Everything.
fluff
You know what?
out of me.
You force me to delay that incredible comedy feature known as the Mailbag.
Yeah, and it really is, Mike. It's got legs.
You force me to go in to Facebook.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
All right.
Please
You
do.
forced me to do that.
And this is
okay?
what, some sort of application? What is this?
Yeah.
thing?
And
It's
it was not a timestamp that I was looking at. It was perhaps geography. Because I do remember the map, and I was probably looking at the Lexington Park La Plata area. That's probably where I was.
Were you planning a trip to a theme park?
Let me go to... Let me go to my friend Howard Bernstein, and there it is.
Oh, Howard.
And let me show you.
Yes.
Let me show you what I was looking at.
Who are you? Whose page did you look at?
With the proper timestamp. A-hole.
Oh, look at
That's
that.
it. Now, it's a different area,
Yeah.
but I looked at that, and let's see what the timestamp is.
Please.
Boy, let me see if I can find it. That's 47 minutes ago. Okay, 47 minutes ago. That's the timestamp.
Are we in La Plata?
Asshole,
Are
thank you.
we anywhere close to La Plata?
Well, yeah, we're close.
We're an hour and a half away if we're lucky.
Well,
You're
in
not-
traffic,
but
but you know,
the fact is,
the
but here
rain
it
doesn't
is.
take the highways.
Now, just hold on a second, Mr. Negativity. Let me
Yes?
tell you this. I look at that, and I said, I knew it's Mechanicsville, La Plata. I've been to Prince Frederick. I've been to La Plata. I know exactly some of those animals are 9 years old.
9 years old. And who did you get that info from, Mike?
I got it from Mr. Howard Bernstein.
This is him on the 5 o'clock last night, I think. Yeah.
All right. So,
Chaz?
it says Doppler update, storms in St. Mary's County. So I looked at that, and I said, okay, well, if they're getting it down there, maybe it's crawling up to where you guys are. So that's why
That's
I
fair.
said that. But then you came in and
That's
said,
fair.
there's this little thing that they have on social media. It's called a timestamp. Mike was looking in 2013 in a weather
I
forecast.
was actually, you know what? We were both wrong here. Or I was wrong because it doesn't give you PM and AM. It just gives you minutes and hours ago when it was posted.
Well, then you
Well,
can
I
figure
mean, I
it
would
out in your
assume
head.
47 minutes ago would mean that,
no,
it's
I was
relatively
wrong.
fresh.
I take that back.
No, do you own it?
I own it.
What a beautiful. Incidentally, on Howard Bernstein's cover page, what
Yes.
a magnificent sunset picture. Just dreaming. Just dreaming.
He's a good guy. And you know what? I think, Mike, even this morning they were saying, even Burger Jeff said, the storms are headed our way. But to be fair, La Plata isn't really downtown.
And you have more friends than Howard Bernstein, like a lot more. You think a guy like that would have a lot more friends on Facebook?
Have you ever met him?
I think he narrowcasts a little bit.
No.
I think he narrowcasted a little bit. Have you ever met him? Stop it. Let's start the mailbag.
Oh, is it Mike, it's not. Remember, it's not really called Mailbag. It has a name.
It's what is it? Ponies. What the hell do we call it? It's all about you. Because in this day and age, it's all about you.
It is.
Which is not to be confused with huge. Huge. Still my quest to get that guy on the show one day.
Well, you know, Mike, he's very media shy.
Billy Facillo.
Yeah.
Let's get to the birthdays right away. Miss Lady Diana Lujan, 32 on June 4th. That's very late, so please try to get them in a timely manner. That helps the mailbag, or I should say it's all about you. Lucas Chin from Wichita, 15. He turned 15 on June 8th. So
he did.
Happy birthday to Lucas. Sam Williams was 36 on June 9th. That's the same date as my daughter's birthday. Shannon Graham Cornell, the land of the three name people, 45 on June 10th. Larry Pullman of Rio Linda, California. Rio Linda.
Isn't that something to do with Rush Limbaugh? Didn't he grow up in Rio Linda?
No. Did he really?
I think so.
Oh, that's fantastic. He's happy about that guy in Virginia that beat Eric Cantor.
Yeah. He says he's not a wacko. He's not a wacko.
What's tremendous for me, it's so easy for my politics to figure out exactly who I have to support. I go the exact opposite way of anybody that Rush Limbaugh supports.
Precisely. It's easy that way.
Because that guy is nuts. Anyway, Larry Pullman of Rio Linda, 47 on Friday the 13th. That's this Friday.
Yep.
Sophia Cater Anderson, or Sophia Catter Anderson.
Catter.
I might want to call her Cat Anderson.
It's like that's the name of someone who hosts a dance show.
That sounds like a name of a song that was penned by Paul Williams. Well, the day they killed Cat Anderson. Anyway, it's a 1 year. I should have made a death song.
No, it's fine.
Because this is a 1 year old.
Well,
so I
you know what?
say,
a lot of 1-year-olds love Paul Williams, so I think you saved
birthday.
it.
Oh, Cat Anderson, he Bugsy Malone. Anyway, that's Friday the 13th. Also, Matthew Frost, bet he's a cool guy. That's Rob Spiewak. Couldn't help himself. June 14th. Yeah. Bill Sniffen of 10800 Mean Street, 53 on June 15th.
Remember,
now, why
Bill
did you
was
give the old address of our building?
Because Bill was the guy that let us go in and take pictures. Remember that guy that works there now?
Super kind.
Very nice
Bill
fellow.
Sniffen.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bill. Adam Percival of Fredericksburg, 32 on the 16th. And finally, Callahan and Julia Rausch of Rochester, New York, turned 3 and 1, respectively. It doesn't have a date here, but we say happy birthday to all of them. They're our birthdays for today.
Mike, one last birthday came by way of a card, and it says, how many beers does it take to have a happy birthday? Mm-hmm. And you open it up, and it says, enjoy the research. And it says, love Aardvark from Rochester, New York. Now, the card sucks, but what I like is have you ever been familiar or played the game Cards Against Humanity?
No, I have not.
Where you put together sentences that say the most horrible things in the world.
Oh, wow.
And this Card Against Humanity, Mike, I'll mail it down to you. It says, getting married, having a few kids, buying some stuff, retiring to Florida, and dying. I think that might be nice. You can put that up on your dashboard instead of a statue of the Virgin Mary.
What a wonderful sentiment. All right, Sam on the Outer Banks writes, as a writer for an online-only newspaper and radio newsman, I'm trying to stay ahead of the curve when it comes to the eventual extinction of dead tree editions of media. I'm wondering how the book signing will be handled for those who only purchase the tome in digital format. That is a question, and that is not a question for me. That is for our guys here, so you guys are going to have to tackle that one.
Well, it really depends on the patron.
Yes, I will sign tablet devices.
Yeah, we will. We'll have some Sharpies. We'll have silver Sharpies, and we'll have black Sharpies.
And
so you decide how you want it.
I'll sign anything above the waist.
Like a body part?
If need be.
All right, very good. We are urging everyone to buy it digitally and also paperbackly.
Yeah, that way you can take it with you all the time.
Absolutely. Well, and who doesn't want to do that?
I do.
Especially, because you read it again and again and again in the car on one trip.
Yeah, and
yes, go ahead.
You can have on your way to McDonald's.
Yeah.
I would say that
Yes.
you can bring it, but more importantly, that the book signing, it's really a celebration of what we've all put together, including our listeners. That we were able to do this, make this book happen because of them, and we're celebrating that.
Yeah, we're proud of it. They're a big
Absolutely.
part of it, and we want them to, have a tangible and a virtual part of
Come on
Well,
out.
during the show, we'll have the details exactly where we're going to be and where we're going to be doing the book signing. Shocker. You got to really, if you know the show, you know where it's going to be.
Yeah.
Regarding Tracy Morgan, Matthew Bishop writes, the federal government has regulations for truck drivers. I am one. No more than 60 hours in a week, no more than 14 hours in a day, and 10 hours between shifts. You have to keep log sheets that match to miles driven and waypoints. If you falsify info, you go over in hours intentionally, you can be brought up on charges of murder if people die in a wreck you cause. They do have automatic braking run by radar. Only, I don't get this. They do have automatic braking run by radar only?
We mentioned this.
What?
That it's not the best constructed sentence, but it's answering something we brought up. He says they have automatic braking run by radar, but it's only on the newest trucks.
It's that
Okay.
that
Very
technology that stops the cars before they impact.
Right.
All right, so it's only on the newest trucks. Hey, maybe we can hope for getting it on more trucks.
I thought it was
And they
interesting
also,
and a step in the right direction, certainly.
They also have systems to watch your eyes to notice fatigue. So Matthew Bishop, who I think is
He's a P1.
trucker.
Yeah,
he's a trucker.
and
Very
a
good.
P1.
And thank you very much for that update. We appreciate that. Moving right along, TMOS. You magnificent bastards, I read your book. I read through it like crap through a goose. It was truly an entertaining book from cover to cover. Keep up the great work and defeat the Hun. That's from Rob D. in San Diego.
That's hilarious.
This next one says, Dear fellows, thank you so much for the daily joy you bring to me and my wife. About 18 months ago, someone told us about your show, specifically the December 12th, 2013 episode that had the Jack Cassidy Radio Shack story.
Do you remember that story?
I don't. You know me. I don't remember anything.
It was a
like that.
gentleman, as I recall, who was approached in Radio Shack.
Oh, yeah.
And when they asked if there was something they could do to help him, all he said to the clerk was, I'm Jack Cassidy!
Cassidy.
And eventually he left the store
dead
laughing and
silence.
screaming it. Yeah.
We listened to that episode and immediately became two of your greatest listeners. Why? Because we get it. Oh, that's sweet.
That's cool.
But the highlight, the anchor, I dare say, the mainstay of our day, is the inevitable query from one of us to the other. Did you hear what Mike, Rob, Oscar said about insert topic here? This inevitably leads to requoting, horrible attempts at imitations, and general conversations about whatever it was you were talking about. And I'm sure this happens with every listener on a regular basis. The Mike O'Mara Show is a part of the fabric of your humble listeners' lives, and we all owe you a great debt. What a wonderful note.
Really
It
cool.
is rare when humor, relevance, personality, humility, humility,
Right.
self-awareness, commitment, format, and quality intersect. And TMOS is at the center of that complex Venn diagram. Wow, what a great note.
Love it.
Thank you. You get us. Thanks a ton. Michael Graham Cornell, what a letter that is. I give him a round of applause. It's nice when people say nice things, and when they say them that way, it's
Yeah.
even more special.
Letter of the week.
And here we go. Our last letter of the week comes from Rob McCutcheon. Wow, gents, it's now after 11 p.m. in Dubai, and I just finished Open Mic. I bought it on Kindle and downloaded it to the Kindle app on my iPad just 2 hours ago. I just kept reading and reading. Well done, and thank you. I loved the format. It was the perfect parallel to the show with its back-and-forth interjections. And, Mike, your heartfelt comments at the end were the epitome of class. Well, that's what they call me, Mr. Class.
Yeah. After they write the Venn diagram about the quality of this show, they talk about how classy you are.
Truly, I started to listen to you in 1989 and have never stopped. This book is such an excellent capstone to all that. I'm truly grateful for all of you taking the time and risking vulnerability. Well, that's the point. We really didn't risk any vulnerability at all. We were totally safe to share something so personal with us. Thank you for just being there for me through joyous milestones in my life and tragic valleys. Well, I hope they weren't too tragic. If I look back on it, I'd have to say listening to all has been one of the few constants in my life. I am so very thankful to all of you. Your friend, that's from Rob McCutcheon, U.S. Department of State, U.S. Consulate General, Dubai.
Wow.
And
How does it make you
is
feel? You have your
Yeah.
book being read overseas.
And that also means that next week on the Mailbag, we can bring back the hate, Rob.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
Suspect your husband's having an affair? Worried your wife may leave you? Concerned your daughter may have run away with gypsies? Then put your fears to rest with the Butterfield Detective Agency. With my array of disguises, I can blend seamlessly into almost any environment. Firefighter, holidaymaker, infant, explorer, fitness instructor, American, Christmas man. And that's not all. Sailor, croupier, Lord Mayor's croupier, pyramid worker, theatrical ghost, Central American, male air hostess. And that's still not all. Gay man, Australian, tea lady, comedian, office worker, carpet salesman. That's all. So call the Butterfield Detective Agency now. And I promise I will try my absolute hardest to bring your loved ones back to you, dead or alive.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Speedwack, Oscar Santana. And now, from his easy chair, here's Mike.
We are live at the Cappy Pfeiffer Studios and heard worldwide. This is the Mike O'Mara Show. We are powered by Encore Insurance Services with over 24 million downloads. Heard daily at MikeO'MaraShow.com and exclusively over the air on the mighty 1630 KCJJ in the heart of the heartland. Go Hawks!
Mike, as you go around the round world in your life, have you ever met a guy named Corey? I mean, in
yes.
real life, you have met a Corey?
Oh, lots of Corys.
Do you suppose it was our TMOS KCJJ listener of the day, Corey DeWalt?
Corey DeWalt?
Yes!
No. The Mike O'Mara Show is a daily podcast and radio show with the greatest listeners in, I should say, on the planet. I make that mistake every day. I wrote it. I'm reading it. I should get it right. It's vision. That's what it is.
Is it?
The greatest listeners on the planet because they get it. Today's show brought to you by The Man Great. Let me tell you a little story. I'm walking around my neighborhood and I smell some charcoal and somebody's doing some grilling. And I love that. I'm taking the dogs for a walk and I smell that and it was just incredible. And I walk by and some people are standing in the front line. I said, smells good. And he said, well, check it out. And I'm like, okay, I want to get to know some neighbors down here. So he says, check it out. And I walk into his house and he takes me back to his grill. And he has the Man Grates on, look like a Weber, some sort of Weber grill. He's got the Man Grates on there. And he said, just wanted to let you know that I'm supporting the team. And I said, thank you very much. He wasn't showing me his food. He was showing me that he has Man Grates.
That's cool.
And he listens to the show. And then his wife took all her clothes off, and we made love.
Of course,
Wasn't that a good story?
You're being silly.
Oh,
but
wow.
At what point
Yeah.
did you realize you weren't going to be invited to stay for dinner? Because
when
when
he
you were
gave me-
brought back, I'm sure that was on your mind.
When he gave me the look that they all give me in the neighborhood, which is like, hi. Anyway, Man Grates are fantastic. You know this. A lot of our listeners, hundreds, maybe thousands of our listeners have purchased the Man Grate, and they do this because we don't explain it often enough. We assume you know, and we
Yes.
have new listeners every day. The Man Grate is a cast iron grilling grate, and it's as simple can be, but sometimes, especially with food, simplicity is the key to success.
Always.
And the Man Grates come in a lovely little cardboard box, and then you just take them out. They're cast iron grilling grates, and what they do is they sit on top of your wimpy grill, and they give you great grill marks, and they're much more heavy-duty than your average grilling
8
grate.
pounds a piece.
And it allows you to make restaurant-quality grilled products, whether it's steak, fish, chicken, and they're really fantastic. They were reviewed by Men's Health magazine. They called them one of the best grilling accessories that money can buy. And here's a wonderful thing is the price point.
Yeah.
I think it's a great value, and they're doing it for $19.99. All you have to do is click the Man Great banner at MikeO'MaraShow.com for their $19.99 Dad's Day special. Father's Day is this Sunday, so you probably have to do it today if you're going to get them by Friday, so by Sunday. So make sure you do it today. $19.99. You can't beat that. It's a great gift for Dad. Each order comes with a wonderful, wonderful grilling brush.
It's funny you should bring it up. And don't ask me, Mike. I want you to ask WUSA meteorologist Bernstein, Howard Bernstein. Because
Bernstein.
You know what he does?
Did you forget his first name?
For a second, I did. I was just
Was
going to
that
call
the
him
first
Mr.
time? You're
Bernstein.
so much younger
I
than
thought
I am.
he was
That's-
stroking out because I heard
Yeah.
Bernstein.
Bernstein.
I was like, here we go.
But you know it's
Get the
important.
paddles.
It's important to use his first name lest you confuse him with the character from Citizen Kane. They're different guys. But what he does
Now,
is
who is the Bernstein character in Citizen Kane?
It's Mr. Bernstein, and he assists Mr. Kane when he establishes the newspaper. But you knew this.
Well, you know what? That's incidentally, when you do have a fluff, we call them fluffs in
Yes.
the
Right. I have 'em every
broadcast
day.
business. When you have, I have them too when I'm reading
Yes.
copy or talking. We all do them. When you have a fluff, it's very important to follow that fluff up with an obscure reference that no one will understand.
It's called
That's for young
distraction
broadcasters
and
out there.
misdirection, Mike. is
Yes,
what it is.
absolutely.
It's like when the magician does this and waves
Right.
his hand over here. But
Absolutely.
anyway, what H. Bernstein does is he uses the grill brush to point at the Doppler 9000.
That's it's
All
a
the
hell of a
time.
journey.
Oh my
That
God,
was
we
a-
went all around the Beltway for that.
Yeah, it was almost worth it. Missed it by that much.
The Man Great Grill Enhancement System. Order today at MikeO'MaraShow.com, and you'll have the juiciest, most delicious Father's Day ever.
My head
And
was telling
thank
me
you.
Harold Bernstein, and I knew that
Harold
wasn't right. That's why I
Bernstein.
had to stop myself.
Beautiful picture of the Doppler, so that's why we were talking about the weather before that. Around here, we're entering what is known as the rainy season. And
Well, I thought they called it hurricane season.
well, it's hurricane season. We hope not. We really,
Okay,
really
all right.
hope not.
Cross your
It's
fingers.
funny you bring that up, but you can't go anywhere to the hardware store, the grocery store. They've got these little pamphlets. I'll probably do this tomorrow on the
Okay.
show. I'll break out one of the ones that they handed. They're free, and they're called Hurricane Preparedness Guides for everybody. And they're published by like the local newspaper and local TV stations.
Is there any lettering on there, maybe bright red, that says, don't get swept away?
Don't get swept away.
Yeah, it's held
It
up by.
is-
Be careful.
all I know is in order to I've had a guy that is known as a wind mitigation specialist that yes, thank you very much, who has come out to the house on a couple of occasions with my insurance policy, and they check primarily your roof structure. This house is made like many houses in Florida out of block, so it's concrete block, and that's what most of them are made out of, but they all have wooden roofs because that's the way they're made.
Well, the
And,
block is too heavy for a roof.
it would fall right through.
Exactly.
It would be a disaster. So they check the wind mitigation. I have no idea what's involved, but it has to do with the way
Do they
your
actually-
roof is fastened to your block.
Obviously, it's to make sure you're ready to withstand what could happen, God forbid.
Right.
Do they bring out a wind machine? Wouldn't that be great?
I always, as a kid, used to think,
Yes, Rob. The wind mitigation specialist comes into the neighborhood with a giant turbo fan to
yeah,
duplicate
like
the
a
winds.
backlot, like a Hollywood backlot.
Yeah,
Big
he comes
10-foot
down.
fan.
He comes down from Cape Canaveral. He borrows it from NASA and to simulate a Category 4 storm. No,
Yes.
he just he had a ponytail.
Rob,
That's all I remember.
what they
about
have is they have these labs, and in these labs they take these structures,
Right.
and they use kind of a scaled-down version of them, a miniature version of them,
Right.
and then they apply the winds that decide what the home is going to be rated for.
How you doing, guys? As you know, 2 days ago, I sent Carla and the baby up to her mother's house up in Virginia. And I was one of the ones. I was one of the guys who decided I was. Whoa! I was one of the guys who were gonna tough it out. So now I'd just like to tell you, I'm sitting out in my yard. I'm sitting out in my yard because I don't have a house anymore.
You know, I'm doing this bit and it scares me. I shouldn't.
Yeah,
be
I
doing
shouldn't.
This.
And you know what?
It's
I
bad
shouldn't.
karma.
Bad karma.
It's
It
bad.
is.
Play the wind again. Play the.
How you doing? Just want everybody to know that the bonus show will be delayed a little bit tomorrow. I've got to go get a chainsaw at the local hardware hardware store, so I'll tell you something. I've fished out of these little ponds. They're more like drainage ditches, but I've never seen it look like this. Because I'll be honest with you, I'm looking at what appears to be the flippin' Rio Grande here. I just don't.
But you know.
Oh, no. Come back. Did you save the mics?
That was a hell of a wave that came by. Now listen, I think Adam Sternberg cutting over that case of Evian is going to come in handy. Getting a little tired of defecating outside. But everything's going to be A-okay. Mommy! Mother! Mommy! Oh.
There, another.
And scene.
Start the show with a little playlist.
Is there a policy for? Do you get a hurricane policy? Or you get wind and flood policies for your insurance.
Oscar Santana.
Yes.
And now you will be able to have real fun with me because I have gotten this insurance policy over the years because this was a place I just came down to periodically.
Right.
Yes.
And I have had one driving force in my insurance policy down here in South Florida.
That's right.
Thank you, Rob Spiewak. That's right. It is the All-American dollar.
Right.
And so the answer would be it's a little sketchy when it comes to floods and hurricane damage, but, I think I'm going to be okay. Let's just say the O'Mara family on the to-do list of things to do down here, we are going to be perhaps revisiting the quality of the policy that I have from Vinny's Home and Life Protection.
I remember their motto. It's a protect yourself. It'll be huge.
It's huge, yes.
So you're
Billy
saying,
Fusillo, he sold me my insurance policy.
you're saying that you have not addressed that yet.
I have a policy, but
Yes.
to be honest with you, it's like 2 pages.
And what it is,
It truly is.
Oscar, the
Really, it
problem
looks
is,
like nothing.
the problem is that it's wind or rain.
Yeah,
which
not
means
both.
that if it's wind and rain, he doesn't
He's
get any
cooked.
money.
He's
right.
cooked.
So you need
It's
to.
a tie between which is longer. My insurance policy down here for my homeowners or the release that the Don and Mike show used to hand people when we'd have them do stuff on stage.
Guarantee you
I'm not
it's
sure
the
which is
release.
a-
I guarantee you it's the release.
It's the
Well,
release,
it's
but-
understandable because you just really moved down there full time, so you just have to address it. I can't imagine it's cheap. It's probably the pain points involved is horrible.
Yeah.
It's it's tough, and
But
I
in
know
one
that,
disaster, it pays for itself.
True.
yeah,
True
but
story.
also you have the insurance companies because they do this. The large insurance companies, and we're all big fans. I will tell you that a lot of them have just pulled out of here. They pulled out of South Florida.
They don't even do it anymore.
Oh no, they don't. They don't even. They don't write policies, including mine from my buddy up in Virginia, where he said, "Oh, well, I think they might have one person that does it over on the because that's insurance companies. They don't want to take.
You love that
They
guy.
don't want to take the risk.
You won't even mention him by name.
Well, what the hell.
Good guy.
Listen, we will take a break. When we come back, we are going to play. I've got some very, very serious business to discuss.
Okay.
Something that's pretty heavy. I hope we can all handle it. When we come back, we're going to have a round table and guess my son's favorite food. It's people food.
Okay.
And he's moving into people food now. And we will have a round table. You get one question and one guess when we come back. Don't jump ahead, Rob.
I won't. I'm sorry.
Rob's chomping at the bit. We'll be right
So to
back
speak.
after this.
It's the Rob and Joe Show, the #1 show on the More Network.
We're not the #1 show on the More Network. I'm pretty sure that's the Mike O'Mara show.
No, we're the #1 show at failed relationships.
We are the #1 show at Backney.
Years living with our parents.
We are the #1 show in toe fungus.
Rob and Joe Show, we're live on Monday nights, and you can get all the particulars on robandjoeshow.com. Subscribe on iTunes and Stitcher.
Mike O'Mara,
Thank you very much,
Radio
Rob and Joe. I'm sorry.
You know what? That was my
See,
bad.
that's timing. That's timing
That's on your board op, and I apologize.
Well, they had a little something to add at the end there.
There was a little tagline that I didn't realize. I didn't have the out cue here.
This next segment of the program brought to you by Vista Print. Hey, listen, did you know the folks at Vista Print create all their business card designs in-house? They have an amazing team over there, and you should see the options they offer. We talk about it all the time. Vista Print. You got one there?
I got one from a good friend of both of ours, Mike. He is a brilliant man, and I love when brilliant people go to our sponsors. Do you remember the maestro of the Manassas Symphony, Jim Villani?
Jim Villani, very well. I performed with the Manassas Symphony. It was a blast. We had so much fun. He let me
Good
conduct
friend.
the orchestra.
Jim Villani not only got his symphony cards printed at Vista Print, but also his Joe Job cards printed at Vista Print. 2 orders, and he loved the experience. Now, if a man is smart enough to run a symphony orchestra, don't you think you want to be like that guy when you get your business cards?
So many of our friends have joined in on this, and so many listeners to the show, and the great deal continues just for our listeners. 250 high-quality premium cards, just $10. Shipping is included. All you have to do is go to Vistaprint, pick your industry and your card, start designing your own thing. You can do anything you want, and just when you think it can't get any better, you can personalize the back of your card as well. I did that with mine that I hand out to people because a very simple little message, MikeO'MaraShow.com. Listen and you'll get it. That's on the back of my cards,
Cool.
and of course the show logo on the front with the same slug line. And I'm handing them out constantly down here. You can't not take advantage of this deal. What a wonderful, wonderful opportunity. We've all used Vistaprint. 250 premium cards, $10. Shipping is included. Go to Vistaprint.com. Put in our promo code TMOS in the cart when you check out to get that great offer at Vistaprint.com. And thank you, Jim Villani. That's very nice that
Good
you
guy.
did that. All right, it's time to play a little game. Do we have any kind of game show music that we can do for What's My Son's Favorite Food?
Absolutely.
I love
Just give
the
me
little
1
guy.
second.
He's getting
When did he
pictures-
start
so big.
getting into adult food or like just regular
Carla
solids?
was interacting with some people, and people were telling her that maybe now is the time and that it's good for him the sooner you get him on some people food, and we agreed, and so he's diving into the people food. And he has a particular item that he is in love with. He absolutely loves this. So you can probably... What is that? That is not... That is so inappropriate. That's like a B movie where somebody's not...
We just
you know,
haven't
what-
played, Mike. We haven't
Well, I
played.
mean, I'm asking for a little game show music. You
Okay.
put on Peggy Sue Got Married, for
No,
Christ's
it's
sake.
Mr. Ackerbilk. How about this?
All right.
Let it get past the intro. I didn't realize that we were going to need.
Is this Herb Alpert again?
No, it's not. It's a
What
Herb
is this?
Alpert tribute band playing, but you're going to love it because they're playing Hey Ya by Outkast. And really, when you ask game show music, where do you go but Herb Alpert? Seriously.
Herb Alpert. But I was thinking, I maybe shouldn't have asked for game show music.
Yeah.
I should probably ask for baby music. Because we have baby music, right? Don't you have little
Of course,
nursery
yeah.
nursery rhymes
Yeah,
and stuff like that? That's what I normally
Is
like
it
to have.
Herb or Herp, Albert?
Don't
It's
even
herpes.
answer that.
It's herpes.
No,
Albert.
I'm serious. I couldn't get it. Is it Herb Albert?
It's Herb Alpert.
Okay, I don't
But
know
it's
this.
Alpert.
Founder, you're a radio guy. You played music on the radio. It's
Yeah.
a founder of
I
A&M
played
Records.
Hey Ya.
Founder of A&M Records, one of the
From
great labels
Outkast.
of all time.
Not a tribute band from Herb Albert.
Well, trying to hip it up because otherwise you bitch and moan. But apparently it doesn't work either way.
Herbie. I want to be a dentist. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Bring your mic over, Rob, with 1B. I realize that we've got somebody that can actually do the line here, and you'll be doing the I want to be a dentist. That's all. When I cue you, Rob, I'll be the elf that's in charge, and your line. And I know you got a high voice anyway, but make it just a little higher. That's all we want you to do. I love using our interns in this way.
Sure.
For so
theater.
my line will be, I'll simply say Herbie, and then you say, I want to be a dentist. All right, here we go. On the count of 3. Ready for the next scene. 2 playlets in less than a half hour today on the
People
Michael
are
Mara
truly
Show.
lucky.
3, 3, 2, 1. Herbie!
I want to be a dentist.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
Like him. He sounds exactly like him.
Good job.
I know. I've already got our Christmas time sketch planned. We'll do the entire Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. We'll all be playing the parts. Make a note, will you please, Rob?
Yes.
For Christmas time, we'll all take different roles, and perhaps we will do an abbreviated version of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
That
I think
love
that
it.
would be wonderful.
I love
All right,
anytime Oscar
so
reads.
we'll go around the room. Who wants to start? And everybody gets their questions. I'm including Rob with 1B and Pony.
May I
And,
start?
Go ahead. You start. Question and a guess.
Is it a bone-in meat product?
That is incorrect. No, Rob Spiewak. It is not a bone-in meat
And
product.
because I got to know, I do not get a guess. So we
Yes,
reset the
that's right.
board and we go to
That's
Dorothy
right.
Kilgallen.
Is it
Thank you.
considered a snack?
I will say yes, Oscar. It is considered a snack.
Is it a cashew?
It is not a cashew. Yes, we give him 1 cashew to gnaw on all afternoon.
Great snack for kids, not a choking hazard. Nuts for children.
Pony Boy, you're next in line. You get a question, and if you get the question, if I answer in the affirmative, you get a guess.
Okay, is it a vegetable?
It is not a vegetable. I'm sorry, you are not entitled to a guess. Now we go on to Rob with 1B.
If it were to be found on the food pyramid, would it be at the top of the food pyramid?
I don't know the food pyramid well enough, so
he's not even Egyptian.
I'm going to say, just because of the cleverness of the question, I'll say sure, yes, and you can give us a guess.
Is it pudding?
It is not pudding.
But Mike, to be
I
fair,
realized
how many
that was
times...
intern Rob using his own food pyramid. Where pudding sits on top, where pudding is king. That is Rob's food pyramid.
Mike,
Pudding,
of course.
tapioca at the top.
You
That's
can't
where it
put
is.
pudding at the base of the pyramid. The whole thing will crumble.
Jesus, that's too funny. Yes, Rob, you're next.
Would it be considered an unhealthy food?
No. No.
Wow. Okay. So this
Yeah,
is
so-
my second round with no guess.
That is correct. Oscar Santana.
Is it a vegetable?
It is
Like
not.
Pony asked.
Oh, I thought he
vegetable.
said fruit. Sorry.
Pony Boy Matt Bloom.
I'm going to ask if it is a fruit.
It is not a fruit. Back
Damn
to
it.
Rob with 1B.
Hey, ask if it's a vegetable. Let's make sure.
Confirmed.
Is it a grain?
It is not a grain. Back to Rob Spiewak.
Unhealthy? I mean, healthy?
There's a giant category you guys are skipping, by the way.
Is it a meat?
No, you asked that
No,
before.
I said is it a
It is
bone-in meat product?
That's not meat. It is not
Is
meat.
it a cereal?
Oscar Santana.
Cereal.
It is not a cereal. Back to Pony.
Is it a prepared food? As in
Yes.
not like a vegetable or anything? Okay, it is prepared.
It is prepared. Yes, it is.
I know what it is.
Is it crackers?
It is not crackers. Rob with 1B.
Is it
Rob, you're taking a little. It is a radio show. We have
Yeah.
to move it at a quick
Is it
pace.
dairy?
It is dairy. Yes, it is.
Ah!
ice cream?
It is not ice cream. Rob Spiewak.
Is it considered more savory than sweet?
It is considered more savory.
You're on the right
than sweet.
track
You are
now.
correct.
And then I would like to lock in my guess.
Okay, lock in your guess.
Macaroni and cheese.
Macaroni and cheese is a wonderful guess, but I am sorry. That is
Ah,
incorrect.
you tool.
Because you know what? It wasn't a vegetable, so
he
I
was,
thought it
he
was.
so excited.
Yeah.
But
I-
don't let that buzzer, here's a hint, don't let that buzzer throw you off the path.
Can you eat it with
Thank
a
you.
spoon?
Yes, you can. In fact, it is preferable to eat it with a spoon.
Is it yogurt?
It is not yogurt. We are honing in. Pony Boy Matt Bloom.
Damn it.
Is it something that you would age for a little while, depending on what variety it is?
I will say no. You would not.
So
You
it's
would not
not.
age this particular product. No. Mr. Rob with 1B. And people hate me calling him that. Should we do? What should we
I
call?
called him
I get a
Bobby.
lot of I get a lot of
Bobby.
feedback that say Rob with 1B.
What
should we
about
call?
Bobby?
Bobby. Okay, Bobby. Go ahead, Bobby.
Oh,
No
man.
pressure.
No,
You
man.
can pass.
How about
He's
you
in the
ask
lanes.
Rob with 1B? Because Bobby's locked up.
Rob with 1B. Are you out of questions and guesses?
Oh, is it named after a house?
Is it named after a house? Wait a minute. Yes, it is.
Is it cottage cheese?
Cottage cheese! He stumbles, ladies and gentlemen. He stumbles and then comes in for the big win
Bobby
with
failed.
a brilliant question. Bobby, where did you, suddenly it just popped into your oversized head. That's when it was cottage cheese.
You know
the
what?
kid
He
can't
wrote-
get enough of this stuff.
He rope-a-doped you. He made you think he was nowhere, and he had
Right.
it solved 4 weeks ago. Is it named after a house?
Delicious cottage cheese.
Cottage cheese.
The other day, my wife brought out one of those. Have you seen them in the store? They're the little Breakstone singles
Yes.
that they have. And he tears through this, and suddenly I was at the bottom. And not only did he protest that it was gone, he's smart enough to be hip to the fact that there's not as much on the spoon, and he knows it's winding down.
Oh,
He
no,
starts-
really?
Oh, he is such an O'Mara. He starts to go, it's like, It's like, and I'm like, I don't have another one. I don't have another one, and I can't make cottage cheese. I don't know why.
I can't make it.
I can't make it. Although I know I went to Marist College with a bunch of people that made their own.
Oh, dear.
Believe me, I
Yes.
might have roomed with a couple.
You
of them.
made some friends.
God, but oh yeah, the little guy is is eating cottage cheese, and we're just experimenting with people food. There is no greater joy than when you give an infant something brand new that they have never wrapped their tonsils around before, and you see the look on their face, and you see what they like and what they don't like. It's a blast.
Now,
it is a blast.
Where is he on the teeth spectrum now?
4. I think he's got 4 on the bottom, and he's got 4 up on top.
Are you giving him any of the teething biscuits, like the Unita biscuit and all that stuff that are
no,
designed
not teething
for the
biscuits. He's got a lot of teething toys that he has, and but no, the I don't think we've given him the teething biscuits.
Good.
He
They're
has
messy.
Well, the biscuits he has are more for really just sustenance. So we give
Okay.
him these little easily disintegratable biscuits, and as soon as you move from that area off of baby food, you move into an area where he is, he's just covered with the crap.
Sure.
And these biscuits really, I think if you weren't going to feed them to an infant child, those bricks that are behind you, you could really successfully, put those bricks together with the goo that is formed after he chews on that.
It's
crap.
horrible. Now, does he eat in a high chair, or do you feed him in another apparatus?
There are 2 things that we do. Now, he can do the high chair, but unfortunately, the high chairs at the restaurants that we go into sometimes are, those wooden, just encrusted with crap decades.
Yeah, like a lab.
And also, he's just a little too rambunctious, and
He'd hurt
he goes
himself.
mobile. So we keep him. We like to say we keep him in his restraints at mealtime.
Sure.
So he actually comes in, and we leave him in the little baby stroller where his feet are hanging over the side. Because he's getting so much bigger, and he's real cool there. And yesterday we took him to the diner, took him to Mel's Diner where we hang out. And what did he eat yesterday? Oh, got him applesauce off the menu, and got him some cottage cheese, and then he had a little bit of turkey too. And you kind of mash it up a little bit, but he's diving in with both feet. And he, for those of you that might want to know about my son, he's kind of a towhead. Whereas before I said he was going to be a redhead, it's skewing a lot blonder than I thought. Which
Carla
also
put up pictures yesterday of him,
Yes.
current pictures that are cute enough to hurt anybody's feelings.
Yeah,
They are
he's
just
got
so beautiful,
blonde.
very
He's blonde,
blonde and smiley. I don't know if it was an isolated moment, but he looks like a smiley kid.
So 2 things. The fact that he's got blonde hair now.
Right.
2 things. He is not the redhead that I thought he was going to be, and it confirms the suspicions that I am not the father.
I'm sure that's not the case, Mike.
Yeah. Well, and all I know is that we had a mailman that really looked like Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah, I
And,
remember his name was Whitey.
The kid is towhead. Yeah, Whitey. It's like, excuse me. And maybe I could have been nicer to him, I mean, I guess sitting on the front lawn and going, hey, Edgar Winter, can you get the mail by midnight tomorrow?
I don't know, Mike. It seems like
work.
Carlo was plenty nice to him.
Very, very nice. Yeah. No red eyes, though. We'll take a break. We will come back with more of the Mike O'Mara Show. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. This segment of the program is brought to you by Stamps.com. Summertime, and the living is easy. Summer is finally here, and you want as much free time as possible. Am I right?
Right?
Huh?
Huh?
I'm right?
Huh?
Right.
It's the best
right.
time.
I am right. Don't let going to the post office cut into that time. Please use Stamps.com instead. This is an alternative everybody should explore. Everybody knows that going to the post office is a drag. Finding the time, finding the parking, waiting in line. Boo. Boo. Stamps.com is the better way. You can buy and print official U.S. postage for any letter or package using your computer and printer. Then all you have to do is hand it to your mailman. It's that easy. Postage on demand. The future is right now, everybody. We use Stamps.com, and we love it. It saves time, it saves money, and it saves your sanity, especially in the Washington, D.C. area.
You bet.
You have enough hassles with traffic. What you can do to save time is incredibly valuable. Act now for a 30-day free, no-risk trial and $110 bonus offer, including a free digital scale and up to $55 in free postage. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone, and use our code TMOS. This is a week where we're talking specifically about the wonderful offer at Stamps.com, and we want Mike O'Mara Show listeners to take advantage of it. Don't wait. Go to Stamps.com, and before you do anything else, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage and type in TMOS. Remember, Stamps.com, they are a wonderful supporter of the Mike O'Mara Show, and we would like you to support them. Go to our webpage. You can see it right there in the upper left-hand corner. It's Stamps.com. Do me a favor and do it today. Thanks for supporting us, and thanks for supporting Stamps.com.
Cool.
We truly appreciate it. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, and it's kind of strange when you don't, at least when I'm done with that, play me back in.
That's you want the music? Here you go. I'll play it.
That would be nice, Rob. I don't know if you just checked out for a second, but you know.
Well, no, just sort of following instructions, Oscar. If I really wanted to check out, I would need a few days to take notes on who's sitting on my left.
Oh, my God.
You almost got that out cleanly.
Yeah. Again, Mike, that's what I've been studying lately. How to screw up the mystical thing known as English.
It's time to talk about our boy, our main man in the studio, our executive producer, the guy that presses all the buttons each and every day. The guy is Pony Boy Matt Bloom.
Yes.
And it's time to dive into this.
Pony boy, pony
haven't done this in a
boy,
while.
won't you be my pony boy?
It's pony time! Get up!
Here we go. All right. There you go. He won't screw this up.
Smoke that cigarette.
Very good. Yeah.
Puff, 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 and if you smoke yourself to death.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Wow.
The record.
That's a new one.
Jesus.
That's for summer, Mike.
That was like a movie trailer.
It was the Red Band
Okay,
trailer.
we're going to take a short break. We'll be back on the Mike O'Mara Show.
That's
Thank
just
you.
silly.
Segment.
Oscar, do me a favor. Would you mind setting this up
Oh,
for
yes,
me? Because
please,
I don't want to screw it up, and I don't want to miss out, and I certainly don't want to put any more pressure on our
No
boy
problem.
Pony,
Sure.
because God knows that young man has suffered immeasurably.
And he's been doing great
immeasurably.
work. Great work.
The best.
Absolutely.
All right, Americans, listen up. There was a story, actually a dream of a team going up to Maine this summer and enjoying what would be like awesome, one-of-a-kind shows. We remembered how much fun we had last time we went up to Maine. We wanted to share it with the core team now.
Sure.
Mike was kind enough to invite us to his family home. And we said, this is what's going to happen. And we actually planned this out months ago. I would say almost a year ago.
Oh, we started planning this when we were still in the Manassas studio.
Yes.
One of the thrills for me, and we brought a whole gang up the first time, and I'm not saying that this just to blow smoke. I'm not. But the fact is, the two guys on the crew that enjoyed the experience the most were Rob and Oscar.
True enough.
And so, when I started thinking about it again, it was kind of a natural fit. And you guys were both, you were not hesitant to show your enthusiasm for doing this again and make it. Look, I'm up there in that giant barn by myself with Carla and the baby, and I'm fine.
Typing all day, all work, and no play.
I feel delighted to fill that house up, and it's great, and I'm so glad you guys are coming up.
One of the greatest things about when we went up there a couple years ago was the enthusiasm you showed in sharing what you loved, and I'm excited this time because I'm bringing Robert with me. And
you'll be able to do the same thing.
He has never been to that part of our country, and to share that with him, especially in the dead of summer, it is a miracle. It's just so neat to be up there.
It's going to be a lot of fun, and we end up, when we're all under the same roof and doing stupid things.
And we get to do shows up there. It's going to be a lot of fun. And
we tend to observe each other more closely, which results in even more being that is done on the regular
That's
show.
right. That's why Mike has taken the locks off all the doors.
Thank you.
So, as we planned out this trip, we were looking at logistics, and this started about, I want to say, a couple months ago.
At least, yeah.
And because everybody knows that it's expensive to get up there, and Mike drives, so it's different for him, but we're definitely going to fly. And the flying portion is up to us because we get a free place to stay. It's a vacation of sorts, but a workation. I hate that term, but it is what that is. We get to work in the morning and play in the afternoon.
Right.
And everybody was talking about flights. Rob and I are going back and forth, I would say, for at least 2 weeks, figuring out what the best flights were. Were we going to fly into Portland, then drive up, or go straight into Bangor?
Because there's like 4 airports that could conceivably serve the destination, and you have all the different airports to look at.
You have 3, basically 3.
And Bar Harbor.
And to be honest with you, really close would be Bangor and Bar Harbor.
Well, I also looked at Mike to flying into O'Hare, which was not smart, but I wanted to keep the fare as low as possible.
That's a cab ride, boy.
And in turn, we were looking for who was going to rent a car, and Rob had decided, because I will rent a car in Portland, and Pony, you can ride with me. And he had given Pony his itinerary. He said, get on this plane. We'll all go together, work it out. Right?
It was actually a nice flight. It was Dulles to Portland. It was a direct flight. And it was not, I've seen cheaper flights, but this was the cheapest one in this batch. So it was
that's
fantastic.
the one I've done that a lot. I've flown into Portland because it is easy
Rob
to get there
paid
from
$300 less for his ticket than I did because I just wanted to go to Bangor. I wanted to get it over with.
Yeah,
so,
well, actually, he volunteered to pay the extra, though, because he just likes to have something to complain about.
I don't like driving too much, so it was our choice, right?
Okay. You'll be 40 minutes away when you land. It'll be 40-minute drive for you.
If my rent-a-car shows up, but that's a different story.
Oh, you've got that.
Well, the nice thing about that, we will be able to. You're coming in late at night, correct?
Yeah, I'll be in at 10:30. It looks like.
Yeah. So if it's an
lots
emergency, somebody can get you. So with the fact is, if you're coming in late at night, and your car situation goes kaput, fear not. Somebody will be able to pick you up about 9 o'clock the next morning.
So,
well, 9:30 if we stop for something to eat.
Which we will, Rob.
And we will. Here, just move those move those wrappers aside.
So last week we were kind of laying out the groundwork for getting up there and who was going to be responsible to take up what equipment and how we were going to broadcast. And we had internal conversations. You talked about it a little bit, our experiences that we were looking forward to up there, Mike, on the air. And I think on this past Friday, I get a text from Pony, and we start going back and forth. And I can always tell Pony there's something afoot with Pony because he's texting me for something that's not a direct question. It's more like a small talk, and then I drop the bomb on you, right?
Yeah, because Oscar's not a big fan of small talk. No. And Pony is actually excellent to text
He's
with.
a great communicator.
Very direct.
Yes.
He gets it done, and you're done.
Absolutely.
So no small talk from Pony. I get small talk, and I'm like, oh, this is interesting. And in the past, before I had read that 10% happier, by the way, I've lost 5% of that already, so I'm only 5%.
Wow.
I would have just flown off the handle, but I to get to the point. But yes. I let him go through his 3 chapters of, everything's going great. Like, this is the news on the app. By the way, great news, great work, Pony.
Mm-hmm.
And then he
know something's coming when you're dealing with it.
He pivots, and he says, hey, is it a big deal if I don't make it up to Maine? And I said,
oh,
okay. Well, we're leaving for Maine in 2.5 weeks. You decide to ask that question now? And I said, I was like, well, can you even cancel your flight? He goes, yeah, but I don't have a flight. And I was thinking that's a good week to get my wisdom teeth taken out. And that's going to cost like $1,000. But I stopped him there and I started typing. And I said, you don't have a flight? He goes, yeah. And in Pony's defense, I think the first time he'd ever flown was to Vegas with us on an airplane ever in his life, right?
Is that true, Pony?
That's the first time I've ever flown without like my parents handling everything.
Yes. So
and just for people that might just be tuning in, you are how old?
I'm 30 years old. I don't get out much.
Pony. And you know what, Mike? I am not a person to pile on. You know me.
No,
you know me.
that.
I just want
Absolutely.
everything to be crystal clear.
You
I want the
do.
water to settle in the aquarium.
Right.
But when he says that's the first time he flew without someone else handling everything, do you mean like Oscar buying your ticket and me driving you to the airport? Is that kind of what you meant?
because that's what happened in Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened.
And like walking shoulder to shoulder.
Look, I'm trying my best here.
And walking shoulder to shoulder with the guys in the airport, because if you were alone, you would have no idea what to do.
I think I could figure it out, but that is how it went. Yes,
Yeah, Johnny Velcro.
Okay.
Yeah.
He
Right, so
he
let's
figured out how to get to the smoking area.
That's true.
That much he handled. He was proactive there.
Okay, let's proceed.
So he writes he writes that that he doesn't have a ticket. And I said, well, I remember being in these DC studios, and I And I said, we were in the Pfeifferplex, and you were talking to Rob about, the same flight.
I think I sent him the flight number.
Yes.
And it even got to a point where he asked me about a week ago, I think, could I provide a ride from the airport to the... And I said,
heard
absolutely.
These conversations in passing. I said, okay, everything's being taken care of on their end.
Okay.
And he says, yeah. He goes, but I've never really done this before, and when I went to go book the flight, it's not available anymore.
So it's sold out.
And I said,
this is what happens when you wait 2 weeks before the destination.
I said,
I can't understand that because it's all it is the week before the 4th of July. God. Jesus Christ.
I said, well, and then I, instead of going supernova, and just completely laying into him and saying, why would you wait 2.5 weeks to ask me this question? I said, Pony, I wish you hadn't waited 2.5 weeks to ask me this question, because if it was a money situation or a planning situation, we would have addressed this 2 months ago, and the price of the ticket
way to figure it out
would have been probably a third of what it is now.
Exactly.
So ideally, you're telling me you want to stay and work from the D.C. area and then get your wisdom teeth out the following week.
Sure.
And so we came to terms like that, and I said, okay, that's understandable. I said, but in the future, because you're a team member, I was like, he's come to us about anything.
Yeah.
And I said, I will address Mike and Rob for you, because clearly you were scared to even talk to me about this. And he said, thank you, that's a big weight off my shoulders. And then I called Mike, and I let him know, Mike, and I'll let Mike address this, but he was disappointed but understood. And then Mike and I, because this is what we do, and I'm sure you do this, Rob, as well, we start theorizing, did he really not know, or did he really not want to go?
You know what?
My theory, can I dive in
here?
here?
Please.
My theory is that he wants some. He likes his pony alone time, and the prospect of being in a house with all of us is probably not something that's. Here's the thing, Oscar.
Yes.
You've been up there.
Yes.
You're taking your lady with
yes.
you. You know that you guys are going to have your own little deal up there. Rob, you're doing the exact same thing.
Absolutely.
And you're doing it with your son. You guys, this is something obviously that you two can look forward to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because you will have people to share everything
Giddy
with.
for
it's
it.
gonna be
Giddy.
fun. Right.
But
Pony,
you know what?
this
Pony,
is unexplored territory.
He likes together time. He likes us. I'm wondering, but the way it's not so much the situation that I think he didn't want to do, but I think we're looking here at unfamiliar territory, and we see him handling it the way he handled. Oh, open your history books, ladies and gentlemen, to page 180. The way he handled the wedding. What he did is he withheld information until it was so late.
Yes.
I mean, but he held it back until it was too late for anything to be done about
He
it.
couldn't go
What is
back.
the wedding? What are you talking about?
Remember when he took off a Friday in the middle of like a busy work week
Oh,
to
the
go
wedding,
to a wedding.
that wedding.
Yeah.
Okay, Rob, I was confused.
And then he had told us the wedding was at noon, but the wedding was really like at 6 p.m.
He tap danced. He never. I don't think he ever lied.
He didn't divulge that, but he needed that entire day to prepare for the wedding.
Right.
And then he told us that he arrived at the wedding at 5:45 p.m.
Let's bring in witness number one and let him speak for himself.
Please.
The defendant.
And Pony,
Yes.
just before you start, just to really open up and tell everything that's on your mind.
Yeah, don't tap dance. Just
I
tell
always
us.
encourage you to do this. I am fine with not having you up there if that's the way it works out, which is the way it's going to work out. So that decision's already been
But
made.
I think you will miss him.
Mike?
Not
particularly. No.
Come on.
No, I really won't. I mean, to be honest with you, he's socially awkward and, might be a little bit of an embarrassment in
I don't know.
introducing him to my family.
When he gets all ginny, the awkwardness melts away and he becomes a very engaging young man.
No, I know how my family would regard Pony. By the end of the week, people would have said, he is so sweet.
Well, that's what they say about me.
You know what they would say? Mike, it's so nice that you've taken him in.
It's wonderful. Pony, you have the when did you start feeling the anxiety about this trip? When we first brought it up?
Yeah, it was about 3 or 4 weeks ago when I was looking at the flight itinerary that Rob had given me, and I'm looking at tickets, and I said,
all right, let me stop you right there. Rob, how long ago did you book your flight?
Probably 2 months ago.
2 months
Does that
ago.
sound about right, Oscar?
So 3 or 4 weeks.
Easy month and a half.
Yeah.
3 weeks ago, and then Oscar says 6 weeks. So, Pony, you're talking about 3 or 4 weeks. So Rob had sent you some information, and you didn't get around to looking at it.
Well, I took a while getting around to looking for flights, and again, I
And to
don't
be
know
fair,
how the
Mike,
flight game works.
To be fair, it's not like he spends a lot of time on a computer, so it's hard for him to get online and examine. The link that I sent him.
Now, obviously, was the financial situation, was that something that you were concerned about? And
that
be
was
honest about it.
A big part of it, yeah.
Okay, all right. Now that's where I got to back up Oscar. When all things being equal, back when we did this, we've certainly expensed you for other trips that we've taken, and this probably wouldn't have been any exception.
Right.
Right now, I don't see that.
Well, not when you ask 2.5 weeks out. Hey,
yeah, there's precedent
is
here
it
that
a
we would
big
not want to
deal?
say.
The only way we could possibly do this if we got one of those grief fairs, and that would only be available because I think after this goes down, you might kill him. So
Let me.
But he said you guys missed it, or maybe you just didn't catch it. He said, "I don't know how the flight game works." What did you think it worked like?
I figured you just went on, you bought tickets. Like a movie theater or something.
Ladies and gentlemen, I rarely do it, but I will do it today.
Yes.
We are going to be canceling news you may not need. I have it in my hot little hand, but we must continue with this.
I think this is wise.
Because once again, Jesus Christ, we'll continue this psychoanalysis right after this on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Podcasts are great, but with all the podcasts out there, how do you choose? Let me recommend for your listening pleasure, Cake and Cookies. It's hosted by Katie Forbes von Herman and my dad, Rob Spiewak. I like it because it's family friendly, and they never use words like fuck, head, bullshit, son of a bitch, and they never say go fuck yourself, because kids don't need that kind of filth in their life. Cake and Cookies, every Wednesday at MikeO'MaraShow.com, a part of More Broadcasting.
Oh, great.
Wow. Wow.
That's the first time he's ever read copy for me, and he hit it out of the park. God bless you, Robert. I love you to pieces.
Oh, my God.
And he
was
never
fantastic.
He never said bad words. They were just sound-alikes.
And
that
you
we
bleeped them out
yeah.
like Kimmel.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, fantastic. Welcome back to the show. Awesome. This segment of the Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by Sleep Number Beds. We talk about it all the time, and I really want to say thank you to our listening audience, because many of you have taken advantage of these great opportunities that Sleep Number Bed is providing, and you've heard about the Sleep Number Beds on the Mike O'Mara Show, and you're letting me know, and you're letting them know, and I don't stop raving about it because it's something that affects my life each and every day. I'm talking about my Sleep Number Bed. It uses air to support and cushion my entire body. It's proven to relieve pain and improve sleep quality, and now they've got some new technology that I want to share with you. Introducing the brand new Sleep IQ technology.
Yeah.
Sleep IQ technology provides a simple and intuitive way for better sleep, to know better sleep, and it's only available on Sleep Number Beds. The Sleep Number Bed is the only bed that lets you track and optimize your sleep with Sleep IQ technology. It's an easy-to-use, interactive app on your phone or desktop. Sensors work directly with the dual-layer technology inside the bed to track how you're sleeping, and it couldn't be easier to use. Nothing to wear, nothing to turn on. All you have to do is sleep. My sleep number setting is a 75. Carla's is an 85. Remember, folks, there's only one place in the world to find the Sleep Number Bed with Sleep IQ technology, and that's a Sleep Number store. No better sleep. Find your Sleep Number setting today at any of the 450 Sleep Number stores nationwide. There's one near you. You can find it by calling 800-511-0061. That number again, 800-511-0061. And don't forget to tell them that Michael Sean Patrick O'Mara sent you, everybody.
You know what I know about Michael Sean Patrick O'Mara?
What's that, Rob Spiewak?
He knows how the flight game works.
When last we checked, we had determined that Pony is used to traveling with his folks, and that he has not done a lot of air travel outside of that, and so we're getting back to where you were with this, where you waited a little bit long. When you found out that like Rob and Oscar were working on their plans to get up to Maine, the whole thing was, we started talking about this almost a year ago, correct? When you heard that, what goes through your mind? Because I want to get inside the ABCs of you. Do you get, hey, this might be fun. This is an opportunity like when we went to Vegas that was so much fun. It's cool. You seem to enjoy the camaraderie, the traveling. You seem to enjoy that. Was there more anxiety for this trip just because it was going to a private home? And I just want to know where your mind was at.
There's definitely anxiety, and then when I saw the price tag, it definitely started panicking me a little bit. But also, I've been having some really severe headaches recently because of my teeth, and I really, really need to get these things pulled.
Yeah, but we have a week after the fact. That's the crux of this.
All right, so that was incidentally, if you're keeping track, and I'll have you do some editing because I'm concerned. That's truth, bullshit. Okay, just in case you were. I mean, I was fine up until because the headaches have probably been occurring for a while, and you could have this procedure done, and you could always say to us,
hey guys,
can I have a day to get my stuff done? And we would say yes. That's
curious.
the way we all do it with each other on this show. We all do it.
Has the headache gotten worse in the last 20 minutes?
No, it's been getting better over the last few days, but the last 2 weeks have been horrible.
Okay, answer me this too: is when people talk about airfares and they say, "Oh, I got a great rate. Oh, I got a great flight." Were you unaware going into this situation that airfares are constantly in flux and changing, or did you think there was just a price that you always paid and that's what it was?
I knew they changed, but I didn't know they changed so quickly, and you have to get on them like years in advance.
Well, not years in advance.
So let's get to the heart of the matter here.
Okay.
It's not something that you were
It's
not anything you're jacked up to do. Going up to Maine doesn't really matter to you, right? Going to Virginia Beach, that is something that excites you. But the idea of going up, it was really not something where you looked at it as kind of fun. Am I right about that?
I wouldn't say that. The Vegas trip was one of the best trips of my life. And I love hanging out with you guys and everything, but when I saw that price tag and realized how much...
Yeah, but you saw that price tag 3 months ago, or did you see it a month ago where you're like, oh, I waited too long?
He said 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Oh, 3 or 4 weeks ago.
So the fact that you... we'll never get the truth. We'd have to do the Spanish Inquisition.
Mike is asking if it was affordable, would you come?
Well, again, there are other things going on that I didn't really want to talk about.
Okay.
We can delve into that later, but again, I really want to get my teeth fixed, and it's going to take a little while.
Now we're both in this boat. Now you don't know this. You don't know this.
Hey, Pony,
you don't know this.
I'm not going to browbeat you into talking or anything because I'm not that type of guy.
No,
if you don't want to talk about it,
I will.
Understand.
All right, no. Go ahead.
But at this point, you can't bring that up and then walk away from it.
Yeah, that's not
how
how we
about
play.
you tell us afterwards, and then we won't bring it up on there.
Is it a sensitive subject?
Yes, we can do that.
Is it Max Dog? Because everyone's beat up about that.
Because now I'm really worried. Is it just wisdom teeth, or do you have some other health issues that are a problem?
It's not a health issue for me.
It's not. Okay, so it's somebody close to you.
Yep.
All right. Well then. All right.
It's not Miracle, is it?
No.
Oh, okay.
A human.
Okay, a human. Okay. All right. Well, how about you tell me that? I won't bring this up. I feel like a big jerk.
Well, again, I didn't want to bring it up on the air, and.
Well, you just brought it up.
Thank goodness we didn't do that.
We are.
Now it's really awkward.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for news you may not need.
Yeah.
I'm done talking.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we will miss you. We will miss you in Maine.
Yeah.
Can we Skype him in?
Hey,
absolutely.
Hey, what
that
about
is a negative. Thank you.
From around the globe, across the nation, looking through your neighbor's window, the Mike O'Mara Show now presents News You May Not Need. A comprehensive look at the stories you may or may not be talking about during your daily activity. And now, news you may not need.
Oh, Mike, something just in from the idea department.
Yes, Oscar. Yes. I don't know what to do. He does it every fucking time. I swear to God, I don't know what to do with this show.
Why don't we cleanse Pony's our palate from Pony and maybe invite Bobby?
Bobby,
Rob with one B.
Yeah, Bobby, you are invited to Maine. If you want to come and you can make it up there on your own, you're invited. You can get up there. I don't care how you get up there. You get up there, you're invited.
And
absolutely,
also, Mike, I've another question.
Just one more fat guy to eat lobster. That's the way I look at it.
One other question: since you are trailering stuff up there, would you have room in your car for Pony?
Let me just adjust the setting on my board here to make sure everything's nice and loud.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay. I mean, you just want to explore all avenues, Mike.
Pony, we love you. Whatever you're dealing with, we all wish you the best.
We
and
do,
we
we
will
do.
miss you up in Maine.
Do you really have wisdom teeth problems?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay.
All right, but don't sweat it.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
hang back here. You have to get some stuff uploaded anyway when you're down here, so you'll be doing a little work. But good luck with everything.
And
okay?
and the dentist should let you keep your teeth. Don't let him keep them.
That's right. Well, let's not go too far. The daughter of ailing 82-year-old DJ Casey Kasem has decided to withhold food, hydration, and his usual medication following a Los Angeles judge's decision on Wednesday to let her do so. So the judges said you're allowed to do that. It just sucks.
It does. However,
when you hear that, it sounds crueler than it is. They're actually being probably humane to him.
I read on, I believe, TMZ that never before mentioned he did have some sort of DNR where they are following Casey's final request, but still, it's a tough call to make.
What are
very difficult.
If I'm ever in that state, I want somebody to just pull the plug.
Yeah, I want out.
Well, he's left instructions like that, and TMZ reports they're also playing, which I think might be BS, old American Top 40 episodes, and they're going to do this, and that he's just he's in a lot of pain because of feeding him and keeping him going. He's just not a comfortable guy. It sucks. It's
Carrie
a sad
has put
story,
in my will, when we were putting my will together,
Yes.
she asked to have me put down if I ever break a bone.
Former President H.W. Bush can no longer use his legs, but he isn't letting that stop him from keeping a vow he made 5 years ago to jump from an aircraft on his 90th birthday.
Oh, my
which
God.
is today.
He's going to do it? Because I thought they would probably just sort of put it aside now that he's in the failing health.
They're doing it's a wonderful day in Maine, he said. In fact, nice enough for a parachute jump. The nation's 41st president announced on Twitter. Bush intends to jump from a helicopter with a retired member of the Golden Knights. That's the Army's parachute team, and he'll be doing that up near Kennebunkport, part of the world that we're going to be driving by up in Maine.
Would you say that not having use of your legs is more serious than having wisdom teeth issues? And yet he's still in Maine?
I would say that there is an individual on our crew that I will never get to know. That's what I would say. Yeah. Political polarization in America. We talk about it all the time. Well, it's broken out of the voting booth. A new survey by the Pew Research Center finds Americans are divided by ideology and partisanship, not only when they cast ballots, but also in choosing where to live, where to get their news, and with whom to associate. And peaceful coexistence is increasingly difficult. According to the poll, the share of Americans who hold across-the-board conservative or liberal views has doubled in the last decade.
Wow!
It doesn't surprise me. It's what we're exposed to every day.
Yeah, I suppose.
It's doubled from 10% in 2004 to 21% today. Only 39% of Americans have an even mix of liberal and conservative positions, down from 49% 10 years ago, and I fall into that same category. So it's kind of strange, but we're becoming more divided.
Do you
and
think
that's not a good thing.
Do you think it has to do with the advent of the political talk radio and people being told what they need to believe?
Yes,
because it
100%.
makes them stop having to actually consider issues.
On both sides. They get it from everywhere. Amazon is launching a music streaming service for its Prime members, adding yet another freebie to its popular free shipping plan ahead of the expected unveiling of its first smartphone next week. What do you know about this, Oscar? You know, that's something you can talk about on Tech 411.
3D imaging on your phone. The idea behind it, and this is the big rumor, is that you'll look at your phone and everything will be in 3D.
Oh my God! Like the projection out of
without 3D glasses.
Like the projection out of R2D2.
Not the projection. It'll just look like it's 3D. If you ever
this is on the Amazon phone that's coming out.
That's what everybody's actually going up in arms about.
Wow.
Like this is going to be in
so
a good way. They're
the
excited
voicemail
about
that you're avoiding is actually going to be coming right at you.
No, just probably the actual buttons and the images that are on there. If you've ever messed with a 3DS, a Nintendo 3DS,
sure.
Your kid might have one of those. It's probably light years ahead of that technology. But people are wowing about it.
Wow.
Starting today, Amazon will offer more than 1 million tracks for ad-free streaming and download to Kindle Fire tablets, as well as to computers and Amazon Music app for Apple and Android. The service is called Prime Music. It's likely to be integrated with an Amazon smartphone, expected to be previewed on next Wednesday.
Yeah, they have a big
exciting.
announcement. Now, nobody has actually seen these, but from the
promos?
The promos.
Yeah, they have a whole lot of people looking at it without showing it.
I would say the best description would be a hologram.
Yeah, okay. And it's, Mike, it's the Amazon smartphone with 3D technology. It's called The Seizure.
The seizure, yay! And now a little something, boys. A woman in Foster's, Alabama has been taking care of her 19-year-old niece, Marissa Williams, and she felt like Marissa was getting too risky on Facebook. Marissa would meet strange guys on Facebook and invite them over. That is not cool.
Wow.
So back in April, her aunt created a fake profile for a guy named Trey Top Dog Ellis.
Oh,
and,
sounds like a good guy.
Added Marissa as a friend. She thought that if she catfished Marissa, she could actually talk to her and get some insight into her life. Well, she got it. On the first day, Marissa talked to Trey. She gave him her address and asked him to come over to get drunk, and then offered to have sex with him if he paid her $50 cell phone bill.
Wow.
Yeah.
No.
And that was tame compared to what came next. A few days later, Marissa asked Trey if he'd come over, kidnap her, and murder her aunt.
Oh, my God.
She gave him details of how to get into her aunt's bedroom and also asked him to kill her aunt's fiance, her cousin, and the family dog. The aunt went to police. Good for her.
Yeah.
And Marissa was arrested for solicitation of murder. She told the cops she did send the messages, but didn't really want anybody to get killed.
Oh, of course not.
Like I always say, Rob, the
Yes.
most important thing in life is family. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll take a break, come back with an abbreviated audio vault right here on the Mike O'Mara Show, where we all love Pony very much.
Communication, it's the hardest thing for me to do, and it's the most important part that relationships will go through.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. We told you we tell you all about how you can come out and get your book signed. We've got a wonderful book signing party coming up Thursday, June 26th, for an exclusive book signing party at Jimmy's. The entire TMOS crew will be at Jimmy's Old Town Tavern in scenic, beautiful Herndon, Virginia. The address, if you want to write it down, is 697 Spring Street. The signing is from 6:30 till 8 p.m., but the fun begins when you arrive. Don't miss your chance to get your book signed and hang with your favorite podcast pals/authors.
Thank you.
And before you ask us, yes, we will autograph your Kindles. We will see you there. Get your copy of the book and come out and see us. The book signing is Thursday, June 26th, 6:30 till 8 p.m. at Jimmy's Old Town Tavern in Herndon, Virginia, and we thank you in advance. Without further ado, let's open up the audio vault for Thursday, June 12, 2014.
Sometimes I look back at what we do on this show, Mike, and sometimes we go long stretches of time without making fun of this man, and we can't let him get away with it. Are there any things that bring you greater joy than these words?
My name's Larry King.
There you go.
Okay,
Way to go.
so now what they've done is they've got him in a set that kind of looks like his news set with the microphone and the table and everything,
Yes.
but he's shilling a product, Mike, Omega XL.
Omega XL. I've seen these ads, and you know.
Sounds like a supplement. Is it a
I'll
supplement?
play you a promo for the
Please,
infomercial in a
before.
second, but I want you to hear the two things that Larry offers that make him say, I love it.
My name's Larry King. And a few years ago, I had to have open heart surgery. Well, I recently met Ken Mears. Ken has developed and tested a product called Omega XL. Put on my socks. To bend over to put on my... I used to have... It was really painful. I don't have it anymore.
Wait, hold it. I can hardly
I'm gonna take two
understand him.
now.
Okay.
What's he talking about?
He
I'm
says-
bending over to get my socks.
He says-
I can't do it. What is it?
I used to have to bend over to put on my socks. It was great pain. Couldn't do it. Couldn't put on my socks. But now with Omega XL, I can put on my socks.
Put on my socks. I'm Larry King.
I'm Larry King.
It is a life-changing product that is just truly one of a kind.
And by the way, they're so small that I just swallowed them without water.
And that's a dry throat, baby. That is
Yeah.
a dry throat.
He puts these two. They look like a pair of ticks. They look like two unengorged ticks that he throws in. They're so small. I took them without water, and I can put on my socks.
Yeah, there, boy. They're so small. They're just like tiny little ticks.
Hey, Larry,
Yeah.
is it hard to wear your zip-up boots without
Oh,
socks?
I can't even get down. Yeah, I was in incredible pain. Zipping up my zip-up boots. Yeah, sure. There, boy.
But what about the pills?
The pills, they're so small that I just take them, and they're fantastic there.
They're bad, right?
Yeah, they're bad, right? Thank you.
Okay. Oscar, have you seen the drone in the news?
Oh, no, I haven't.
This is in Connecticut. A young man, 17-year-old fella, was flying a drone over a beach, probably at an altitude of 50 feet. You couldn't see people. And when he landed it, this crazy lady literally attacked him, calling him a pervert.
Stop.
Is this your property?
Stop. This guy is taking pictures and trying to upload them from a camera. Can you guys get here?
Oscar Santana.
Did you call police?
At Hammonasset at Middle Beach. He's taking pictures of people on the beach with a helicopter plane.
Helicopter
plane?
plane?
Can you guys hurry? I already talked to them. Just come. Yeah, stop.
You're assaulting me!
And she goes on him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Pervert.
This manatee.
What? Yeah, you want to take pictures?
Yeah.
You see how it feels when we come. Now let go of me.
Kick him. Kick
you
him.
weren't assaulting me. I wouldn't be touching you.
Yeah, no, hit him. Now, shut up,
Taking
you.
pictures of people.
Get him.
On the
Get him.
beach.
You want to stop assaulting me?
Get him.
Get off of me.
So,
No, don't get off of
I'm
him.
being assaulted.
No, you're not. You little wimp.
I think the best part is when she actually pulls his cheek with her thumb. And we have this video up on our YouTube page. Check it out.
What's great about this video is when the manatee's done and the police arrive, the kid, because he's 23 or 24, and he's in the right
He's
because
17.
He's 17.
17.
Oh, he looked a little older.
Yeah.
He's videotaping the assault on his iPhone. So he shows the tape to police, and the police arrest her.
Yeah,
not him.
They arrest her. Yep,
Although
absolutely.
the guy, he does have one sort of flaw in his logic when he said that you couldn't see anyone's face because I was just using a GoPro and the resolution isn't that great.
Oh, no.
He posted the video. It looks like a motion picture.
This is a glimpse into our future. I'll tell you that much.
And that's why I want to create the technology that will shoot them out of the sky.
Mike, that's your Magic Audio Vault. Sorry for its brief nature today. Have a great Thursday.
Thank you for sending us all that wonderful listener mail. Go to Amazon and buy Open Mic from Corporate Radio to New Media, and we are very, very excited about it, and we want you to get a copy of that. Mike Kelly has written a wonderful book. It's available at Amazon. Please keep us on the bestseller list.
Yes.
Or get us back on the bestseller list. We're small potatoes, but we need your help. Anyway, get the book. We thank you. We'll be back tomorrow with a brand new show. Great bonus hour. We're psychoanalyzing everybody. Pony, more fun for you. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Wait, don't go. I need to tell you that MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon is perfect for all your online shopping needs. Shop the best way. Shop Amazon. And please go through our website, always open at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.